Hello everyone and welcome back to Very Cold Lasagna, your filthy casual place for all the filthy casual takes on the world of sports. I am DylanLasagna and welcome back to another round of my NFL weekly preview and picks for the 2022 season. And normally I do this right after the first game of the week, which is the Thursday night game, only on Amazon Prime Video for $15 a month. But since it's the second to last week of the season, and since it's the very last Thursday night game of the season, I thought to shake things up a bit. In actuality, to be honest with you, things are about to get a little hectic on the New Year's weekend. So I actually want to record this, make sure it's up for you guys before I get into my hectic schedule for the rest of the week. So yeah, you get the picks a little early, right before the Thursday night game. So just want to make sure of that. Okay. All right. Just being a little upfront with y'all. So anyway, this week 17, normally, in years past, it would be the final week, where it's the true do or die. This week, it's a little interesting. The game slate though, it's just it's pretty ass, to be honest with you. But there are going to be a lot of teams, though, that are going to see their playoff hopes live or die. So, yeah, we're about to see who gets eliminated this week. Who gets to see their dreams die in the sand. So, it's going to be one of those weeks. It's going to be one of those weeks where the New Year's hangover gets to them. So let's get into that slate, shall we? On this New Year's weekend. So looking at the week test to come in week 17, kicking things off on Thursday Night Football, only on Amazon Prime Video for the very last time this season, for that $15 a month that you have to pay for one last time. Oh man. Let's just hope that they get rid of Amazon Prime Video football in the next couple of years so that they don't have to freaking put it behind a paywall. Anyway, the Dallas Cowboys at 11-4 take on the 7-8 Tennessee Titans as the Cowboys look to beat up on the injury-riddled Titans and keep pace with the injury-riddled Philadelphia Eagles. More on that later for the NFC East. So the Cowboys, after getting that season-splitting series win on the Eagles, in a position to actually steal that away for Philadelphia. Meanwhile, for the Titans, yeah, they are actually out of the playoff picture after suffering their fourth or fifth consecutive loss. And yeah, they need to win to assure they can get up on the Jaguars ahead of their big battle in Week 18 for the AFC South. Especially considering that Derrick Henry may not play this game in mere short hours. So they're going to really need Malik Willis to have his breakout moment here on a Thursday night. Unfortunately, against a strong Dallas Cowboys defense, I don't think that's to come. So give me the Cowboys in this one. Going to the New Year's Day Sunday slate, starting with the early morning portion, the Arizona Cardinals at 4-11 take on the 5-10 Atlanta Falcons in a game that means absolutely nothing. At least Falcons fans for the final two games, they get their live look at Desmond Ridder, starting with the Cardinals at home. I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one. The Chicago Bears at 3-12 take on the 7-8 Detroit Lions, Justin Fields and the Bears. They couldn't do it in the last two games, but they're trying to play spoiler to their division rivals' playoff hopes. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they got to badly bounce back, especially on defense, after allowing over 300 rushing yards to Carolina in a back-breaking loss that was a big blow to their playoff hopes. Not a significant blow, but the Green Bay Packers are on their tail now in the playoff race. So they got to win this game. I'm picking them to win this game. But if they allow Justin Fields to run on their ass, it's over. It is over for them. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the all-elite Jacksonville Jaguars at 7-8 take on the Houston Texans at 2-12-1. So the Texans are trying to play spoiler here all of a sudden. The AFC South. They did it last week against the Titans, even though it was pretty meaningless too. So they could do the same here against the Jaguars, or they could protect the tank because, well, they win here. The Bears could overtake them for the number 1 overall pick. And the Texans want that quarterback, that new quarterback so badly that perhaps maybe it might not be so bad to lose another game. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they want to keep their winning ways going. Trevor Lawrence playing the best football he can right now, heading into this pivotal Week 18 matchup with the Titans. But obviously, got to take care of your business first against the lowly Houston Texans. So give me the Jaguars in this matchup. The Denver Broncos at 4-11 take on the 12-3 Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes and company trying to keep pace with the Bills for the AFC's top seed, hoping for them to lose so they can overtake them. For the Broncos, man, they finally fired Nathaniel Hackett, replaced them with I can't remember the name of the coaches, but we're about to see if Nathaniel Hackett was really the problem, and we're going to see a slightly different Denver offense, or it'll just be the same offense that got roasted by Patrick Starr on Christmas Day. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. A big pivotal AFC East rematch in the early morning portion as the Miami Dolphins at 8-7 take on the 7-8 New England Patriots. Both teams' playoff hopes are on life support, especially the Dolphins, because they've lost 4 straight. They can't afford another loss because they actually have an opportunity to clinch the last AFC playoff spot. If they win and the Jets lose to Seattle later in the day, they can clinch that last spot. But it's going to be an uphill battle for them because Tua Tagovailoa is in the concussion protocol, has been ruled out, and now Teddy Bridgewater has to start in his place. So, yeah, against a Patriots defense at home, that's going to be a tough ask. But the problem is for the Patriots, their offense is ass cheeks, especially in this win and go home situation for them. And it's going to be a tall ask for them. And the Patriots are just one loss away from being eliminated from contention. So it's win or go home time for the Patriots. And I don't think they'll get it done because of their offense. So I'm going with the Miami Dolphins in a very close battle for their playoff hopes. The Indianapolis Colts at 4-10-1 take on the New York Giants at 8-6-1. The Giants have an opportunity to clinch their first playoff berth in years against Jeff Saturday's Colts at home. So I think the Giants get it done. The New Orleans Saints at 6-9 take on the 13-2 Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles trying to bounce back from a very close loss to the Dallas Cowboys, but they're not sure who's going to start in this game. Is it going to be Jalen Hurts or is it going to be Gardner Minshew? Either way, Gardner Minshew actually did pretty well in relief of Jalen Hurts. And whether it's Hurts or Gardner Minshew, I think the Eagles could get it done against the Saints, regardless of how their pass rush has been. So I think the Eagles get it done. They clinch the NFC East and they get the top seed. So they could give Jalen Hurts some time to rest up for the playoffs. The Carolina Panthers at 6-9 take on the 7-8 Tampa Bay Bucks in another big early morning matchup to decide the NFC South. So this is a big matchup for, especially for Carolina, because they gotta win here to keep their hopes alive to win the division. Because they lose here, they're officially done. They're done out. They win it here though, they get one more opportunity to seal it in Week 18 against the Saints. Meanwhile, the Bucks win here, they're in the playoffs. They get the division outright. And I think the big thing for Carolina, and I'm picking them here just a little bit, is going to be that defense. That defense is going to be the difference against Tom Brady. And just like in, I think it was like Week 9, they'll find a way to shut him down again. The Cleveland Browns at 6-9 take on the 7-1 Washington Commanders. The Browns already eliminated. They'll find a way to play spoiler and get Deshaun Watson more reps. That's the focus for them these final 2 games. The Washington Commanders, however, They officially announced that Carson Wentz is going to be their starting quarterback. Yeah, good luck with that, as they hang on to that 7th seed by a thread. So while the Washington Commanders, I'm picking them to win. Yeah, don't be surprised if Carson Wentz throws a turnover 40 on Cleveland. Or maybe he doesn't. We'll see. Going to the late afternoon portion of games, my San Francisco 49ers at 11-4 take on the 6-9 Las Vegas Raiders, as Brock Purdy and the Niners continue to roll, as their eyes remain on the 2nd seed that is held by the Minnesota Vikings. Excuse me. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they officially benched Derek Carr, shut him down, made him inactive for the last 2 games, and backup Jared Stidham is going to be the starting quarterback the rest of the way. So, an opportunity for Stidham to potentially make a name for himself. There's not much film on him, but it's not going to amount to, I think, too much, as the Niners find a way. Granted, they don't fall into a New Year's trap to win it in Las Vegas on New Year's afternoon. So, give me the Niners in this one. A pivotal matchup on the afternoon slate, as the New York Jets at 7-8 take on the also 7-8 Seattle Seahawks. So this is basically a win or go home game for both of these teams' playoff hopes, because a loss for either of these teams means they're done. They are done. Because for Seattle, first, they lose here, and one of the teams, whether it's Detroit or Washington, they win, Seattle's done. Seattle is officially done trying to compete for a playoff spot. Meanwhile, the Jets lose and the Dolphins win. The Jets are eliminated, and so are the other teams that are trying to get that last playoff spot. So the Jets have to find a way to win, and I do believe they can get that last playoff spot because of their defense. And good news for them, Mike White is going to be coming back to play under center, and Zach Wilson is back to being inactive. So I do think the Jets will find a way to win this matchup. The Minnesota Vikings at 12-3 take on the 7-8 Green Bay Packers in a rematch from Week 1. The Vikings trying to find a way to secure the NFC 2nd seed away from the 49ers, despite one too many close calls, especially on defense. But against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in the frozen tundra, for as stubborn as they are, I think I hate to say it, I think they'll find a way to win this matchup and keep their slim hopes alive. So as much as I think they're stubborn, I'm going to have to go with the Packers in this one. So in the meaningless Battle of LA, the Rams at 5-10 take on the 9-6 LA Chargers. The Chargers have already clinched their playoff berth, but depending on how things go out for the Ravens, they have an opportunity. The Chargers have an opportunity to steal the number 5 seed from Baltimore if they keep winning out. So, give me the Chargers in this one against the newly crowned Christmas MVP Baker Mayfield in the Rams. Then in the flexed Sunday night game that replaced the Battle of LA, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-8 take on the 10-5 Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers trying to play spoiler to its division rival and keep its own very slim playoff hopes alive, but they're going to need a lot of help for that one. The Baltimore Ravens trying to keep pace with the Cincinnati Bengals, trying to get another win before its big season finale with them to decide the division. I don't know if they're going to have Lamar Jackson for that game, or they're just going to have another game with Tyler Huntley. But I do think that the Steelers will somehow find a way to pull off an upset over Baltimore, because, man, that offense is just for the Ravens. Then, to close out a meh Week 17 slate, you at least close it out with a big Monday Night Football game, the last one of the 2022 season until at least the Super Wildcard game, with the Buffalo Bills at 12-3 taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in 11-4 in a very high stakes game with huge playoff implications, because the Bills, if the Chiefs somehow get upset by the Denver Broncos, they can claim that top seed with a win. So unless the Chiefs don't win, regardless if the Chiefs win or lose, the Bills have to win this game to claim that top seed. And then next week, when they play New England, they can win it outright. For the Bengals, they can clinch the AFC North, depending on if the Ravens lose. But either way, both these teams have to find a way to win this game. And it's going to be a big battle on Monday night. And I'm going to find a way to regret it, but I'm going to go with the Bills in this one. I'm going to go with the Bills. They have a more dynamic offense. The Joe Burrow and the Bengals are definitely red hot, but that injury to La'el Collins will be a big difference maker in providing protection for Joe Burrow against the Bills' pass rush. So I'm going to go with Buffalo in this big matchup. So those are my picks for a New Year's weekend, Week 17. Let me know your picks, your thoughts on this upcoming Week 17 in the comments below, whether you're with them or against them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, this is DylanLasagna signing out a very cold lasagna. And keep that lasagna very cold in the fridge. Your takes on the world of sports. And until next time, peace out.